Orale! What's up, homies? Merry motherfucking Christmas and happy fucking birthday, baby Jesus. On today's episode, we do the sacrilegious thing, so you don't want to miss this one. All right.
I say, hey, yo.
Oh, hold on a second.
Homeboy.
Hold up. Oh, hold up. Okay, take two.
I say, yo, homeboy.
What?
I say, yo, homeboy.
What?
Push that motherfucking button.
Motherfucking button has been pushed. Orale! What's up, homies? Is the Chino and Homeboy podcast Christmas episode. On today's episode, we are going to talk about how Christians have canceled fucking Christmas. That's right. I said it. Christians canceled Christmas.
Is a dog eating his own tail?
I thought dogs did that already.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah. So here's the backstory. So evidently, well, I'll read the article. This is from the Daily Caller, which I mean, I think the Daily Caller is already like a dubious source of news, but after reading through the article, there's nothing, no spin in this whatsoever. Right?
Okay.
So December 23rd, 2021, 2:25 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay.
Demonstrators gathered inside the Illinois State House to protest the display put up Monday by the Satanic Temple of Illinois in the Capitol Rotunda just days before Christmas. The display features a sculpture of an infant version of the goat-like satanic deity Baphomet in celebration of the, quote, satanic holiday Sol Invictus, according to the State Journal Register. The group set the baby Baphomet sculpture beside the nativity scene, a Christmas tree, and a menorah at the State House's rotunda. The group's members said Baphomet represents, quote, plurality, unity, compassion, and empathy, end quote. The display is meant to represent, quote, positive values, end quote. The American Society for the Defense of Tradition, Family, and Property kneeled and recited the rosary and displayed signs that read, Satan has no rights, and be gone, Satan, next to the nativity scene. Republican gubernatorial candidate and state senator Darren Bailey and his wife Cindy attended the protest. He said, quote, we have all been appalled by some of Springfield's extreme and evil legislation. But just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, they're going to allow a satanic display in your rotunda at the Capitol.
Why do you sound like you have a cock in your mouth?
Because I'm pretty sure, because I got it. It's for accuracy. This guy apparently has a cock in his mouth too.
Oh, is it Jesus' cock?
Well, I mean, yeah. Who else's cock would it be?
And it's not mine.
It's not Uncle Sam's.
All right.
There you go.
It's gotta
Their
be Jesus,
evil satanic display of the baby Baphomet meant to mock the millions of Christians in Illinois is vile and has no place in our state capital.
My mistake. Not cock. Balls. You have balls in your mouth. Sounds like you have balls in your mouth.
Why not all three?
I mean,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised porn has not come up with a term for that.
Right?
That's true.
They got a term for almost every fucking other weird thing they do, but
Yep.
not for that.
They should just call it the Jesus.
The Jesus. All right.
Or the what? No, what was the guy who got swallowed by the whale? In the Bible?
Jonah. Yeah.
Call it the Jonah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's that.
There is the more apt, the Moby Dick.
I thought about that too.
It's still a whale.
Indeed.
Well,
So
then.
so it would be she's the whale and your cock is Jonah.
Right. I guess.
I mean, cock and balls is Jonah. I mean, it's beyond Superhead right there. That's beyond Deep Throat. That's like that's Jonah.
Yeah. Is that beyond Throat Goat Gluck Gluck 9000?
That's beyond. That is a whole new technology right there. Whole new form of head technology.
Yeah. Fellatio of peace.
Fellatio of peace. So Bishop Thomas Paprocki of the Diocese of Springfield condemned the display, saying it should have no place in this capital or any other place. Minister Adam, a leader of the Satanic Temple of Illinois, called the bishop's remarks, quote, out of left field, end quote, and, quote, divisive. He said the group wanted to join in on the Capitol's, quote, diverse range of religious symbols and displays. The Satanic Temple's director of campaign operations, Eric Hellion, said the goal is for the community to appreciate a diverse range of beliefs and cultures. Many religions present symbols of their faith at the Capitol. Rather than view these symbols as competing displays, we want the community to appreciate the diverse tapestry of beliefs and cultures.
See, the Satanic Temple is not the one who is being divisive. It's the other motherfuckers.
Right.
Continue.
The Satanic group displayed, quote, knowledge of the greatest gift, unquote, in 2019, which depicted the biblical Eve alongside the apple and serpent. A sign near the display says that the state is, quote, required under the First Amendment to allow all religious displays to be present at the Capitol. Quote, the state of Illinois is required by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution to allow temporary public display in the state capitol so long as these displays are not paid for by taxpayer dollars, the sign read. Quote, because the first floor of the Capitol Rotunda is a public place, state officials cannot legally censor the content of speech or displays, end quote. Quote, the United States Supreme Court has held that public officials may legally impose reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions regarding displays and speech, but no regulation can be based on the content of the speech, end quote. And that's what's happening today on Christmas. The baby Baphomet is next to the baby Jesus, celebrating the reason for the season.
You know, I don't think that I think this whole, you know, that fable, that myth that, you know, they proliferate, where Eve was tempted by the serpent to eat the apple. I don't know. I think a much more realistic thing that happened is she ate mushrooms first, and then the serpent started talking, and because she was high, and, you know, that's where all this shit started.
I don't even think it's actually an apple.
Right.
They said it's the fruit of knowledge. No, it's fruit from the tree of knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I don't even think it's a talking serpent. I think Adam made his dick talk and convinced Eve to give him a blowjob.
Right.
I mean, it sounds more feasible, more reasonable that that's what it is. Like he got his thumb and forefingers and made the tip of his dick talk like, "Hey Eve, I'm the fruit of the tree of knowledge.
So it's not.
How would you like to give me some head, some knowledge?"
No, that's not how it happened, man.
Okay.
So
Adam was more gangster than that.
It was similar. So, like, we all know that God is black, and life started in Africa, right?
Right.
So Adam is most likely a big dick black dude.
Okay.
They're naked. He runs into Eve.
Right.
Eve thick as fuck.
Right.
Makes his dick rise. Like, it ain't even him. It's just like morning wood.
Yeah.
Right.
She believes the snake is talking to her and takes action.
Oh.
Game over.
So it's not an actual snake. It's a trouser snake.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. It is a snake. It's a
an
trouser
Alabama
snake.
black snake.
That's right. That's right.
Right. And the fruit is the fruit of his loins, not
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I got you. Okay. We're in the same page.
Adam's like, I didn't bring it out for air.
It ain't going to suck itself now.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. You know, I like how this particular display of, the baby Baphomet, right? It exemplifies how these people, these Americans, are like, they're all about the First Amendment when it's for them.
Yeah.
Right.
But when anyone else tries to exercise their First Amendment rights, they're like, Satan has no rights. Like, really? I thought we lived in America.
Right.
I mean, we give criminals the benefit of the doubt by making them innocent before being proven guilty. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a presumption of innocence. Like, but I saw him kill them. Yes, you saw him do it, but we must presume he's innocent. That's why you're going to be a witness. Now try to stay alive, okay?
Right. Now, what was that thing? What was that part? It was right before the divisive part. Something about, or it may be in a different area of the article, but something about stealing traditions or whatever the fuck.
Let's see.
Did I hear that correctly?
Stealing traditions.
I may be misremembering, but in any case.
Well, they said that their evil satanic display of the baby Baphomet meant to mock the millions of Christians in Illinois is vile and has no place in our state capital. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
I guess we're just gonna shit on the First Amendment.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Minister Adam, a leader of the Satanic Temple of Illinois, called the bishop's remarks out of left field and divisive. Mm-hmm. He said the group wanted to join in on the Capitol's diverse range of religious symbols and displays.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
well, look, we all know that Christians essentially I shouldn't say Christians, because before there were Christians, there were the Catholics who essentially co-opted the Christian cult religion, and then took the Roman holidays, right, and mushed them and bastardized them with the Christian religion, because the great Roman emperor, who presided over a republic, of which the United States got its form of government, into one solid state religion, so that they could more easily control the people, because by then there was the Great Schism, right?
Are we talking about like Constantine?
That? Yes.
Emperor Constantine. Okay.
Yeah, and since Rome was starting to split, they were grasping at straws as a way of trying to maintain control. So what they did was they combined the Christian, the Roman religions, and then Christianized them in order to try and have some kind of cultural unity to keep Rome from continuing to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really happened.
Well, yeah. My thing is, if you're gonna allow, why is it that crosses and menorahs and all these other religious symbols are okay, but Baphomet isn't.
Because all of them are a part of the trifecta,
right?
the Abrahamic religion consortium.
I understand, but the Satanic Temple or the Church of Satan or whatever. I mean, you could make the contention that they're also Abrahamic because it comes from, those religions.
But they come from the other side of the force.
That's true.
I get that too.
And that's the beef.
It's like someone putting up a statue of Darth Vader next to a statue of Yoda, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, and Luke, right? If in the Jedi, in a Jedi temple or something, right?
Right.
It's to say it's the equivalent.
Okay, I still don't see the problem.
I don't either. I'm just saying that's the point that Hey Jones is trying to make.
It's only a problem to the believers of the opposite sect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they believe that anything other than them is a threat, unless you're their cousin, right? So with Christians, there's a prophecy that includes the Jews,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jews are good up until that prophecy is fulfilled.
Yeah.
They don't really have one about the Muslims, but the Muslims are cousins to the Jews.
I mean, we're in,
and so the Christians can hate on the Muslims because we don't got no prophecies about you,
right?
And you're trying to wipe out our cousin that we don't like either, really, but need for our prophecy to be fulfilled,
right?
So we can't have you stepping on that until we're done.
It sounds like a lot of fuck shit.
It sounds like
it's all fuck shit.
Yeah, it sounds like political fuck shit to me. It's not even religious at that point.
Right.
Religion is nothing but politics, my friend.
Oh, I know that.
It's a system of control.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Isn't that did I not make that statement earlier about Constantine and the Christianization of Roman holidays, and like the Christmas tree? The Christmas tree is a penis, the wreath is a vagina.
I thought the Christmas tree was a Norwegian tradition, a Yule tradition.
Yeah, it's a phallic. It's still a phallic symbol.
Right. So what you're saying is, these people, this sect, these people basically plagiarized and adopted, these people who adopted a bunch of weird shit.
Pagan, was it pagan rituals? Yes.
So these people who adopted a bunch of weird shit from other groups of people are upset because a different group of people are trying to join in the fun.
Yeah.
No, it's not a different group of people, man. It's simple as this. Anytime a new religion pops up, they want to wipe them out. You got to wipe out the predecessor, right? So what ends up happening is the new religion demonizes the old religion.
Yes.
And it makes them evil. So before Christianity and shit, right? There was worship of serpents, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were serpent gods, right?
I think there were more than just serpent gods. There were
I know, my nigga. I'm just giving an example.
There were dog gods.
Can I walk the dog? Can I walk this dog? Okay.
I want to walk the dog.
No, this is my turn. This is my show now. Okay. So, for instance, in the Garden of Eden, there's an evil serpent.
Right.
And people before Christianity, there were groups that, praised the serpent god, right?
Right.
So in our story, we made that God evil.
Right. Right.
The whole fire and brimstone thing, right?
Yeah.
So you have religion, like they still do, where people kill goats in a religious practice, and they're like, our idea of what hell is and its fire and brimstone comes from sacrificial. I don't even know. Let's call them sacrificial playgrounds. So you have an area where you go to make your sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
And so it's dark, it's fire is being lit, there's blood everywhere. Eventually you get the smell of sulfur from, all the excrement and bullshit from the dead animals.
Right.
And so this becomes a depiction that they make for hell.
Right.
Right. And that's what's emblazoned in our mind, because that was the old practice.
Right.
You know, so we drink, we metaphorically drink the blood of Jesus and eat a piece of his flesh. Where the fuck do you think that shit came from? The previous religion changing it so that it's not violent.
No, I get all that. Like I said, they adopt a bunch of shit from others.
Before we interred ourselves in the ground, didn't we used to burn bodies instead?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of religious practices that we did,
right,
all over the globe.
There are even groups of, like, tribes of people in Africa, in the Middle East, who used to eat their dead because it would be part, their dead would be part of them, kind of thing.
Right.
But I guess that's too gross, or that's too, that was offensive to, to other cultures. And when they warred, when they started fighting against each other, and those particular people were conquered, they kind of did away with that.
Let me play the part of the white person. Ew. Okay, continue.
But yeah, but basically my whole point in asking these questions is I'm trying to get to this whole thing where, it's all the same fuck shit anyway.
Yeah, it's all fuck shit. Everyone's on some fuck shit.
But
right?
what I think is different from the Satanic Temple and, like all these other, quote unquote satanic, or what Christians or whoever, whatever your religious stripe is, right? All these Abrahamic religions, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. The Church of Satan and the Satanic Temple, they're actually non-theistic, which I think is fucking hilarious, right? Like they're having issues with the baby Baphomet and the actual sculpture of Baphomet in like some other place, and they say it's evil, they say it's this or that, but it actually isn't. You know what I mean?
It's evil because they don't believe in Jesus.
I know that, and that's what's funny about it. That's what's fucking hilarious about it. Like, seriously, if I were to have a religion, I would join the Church of Satan or the Satanic Temple. I tried actually, but I couldn't get in.
Look, if you ain't down with us, you the enemy. Period.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah, that
if you ain't a member of the Chino and Homeboy podcast, you are the enemy, and everything you do is vile and unacceptable.
Exactly. That's just how we do.
Yeah. This is how we roll.
That's right.
But it's the only thing I like about the Satan Church and what they're doing is they're trying to keep motherfuckers honest.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like, we say separation of church and state, so why do you have your religious shit in a government building?
Right.
If they can have their religious shit in the government building, so can we.
If you don't want to see it, take your shit out of there, and I'll remove mine, and we're all good.
Yes, exactly.
That's all you got to do.
Exactly.
But will they do it?
There was one case I read about years ago where that actually happened. That 1 year the church, the Satanic Temple, again, we're going to display something, and all the other Christian factions that were going to display something there decided, you know what? Let's just not display shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, what wasn't there some issue about the Ten Commandments being displayed at some government building,
Yeah.
and some satanic church or group of people had some issue about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Thomas Jefferson, he was a member of the Church of Satan.
Mm-hmm. Was he? I thought he was deist.
No, he's that's Satan. Deist, that's Satan.
Everything not Jesus is Satan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty
much.
Like, here's my thing, right?
So if you're not a part of the three Abrahamic religions, you are Satan.
The axis of evil, you mean?
That's right.
Oh man. So okay.
Man.
Here's my thing.
Cross.
Right? Just
the Abrahamic religions made a triangle.
Like looking at the Ten Commandments, for example, that a lot of the Abrahamic religions, or at least Hebrews, the Jews and Christians adhere to. If you look at that and you compare it to the 11 satanic statements, for example, of the Church of Satan, like, you can see which one is better.
Isn't didn't they make like a comparison contrast to that?
I'm sure somebody has, and if you look at it, right, I mean, you could tell that the 11 satanic statements is infinitely better than the fucking 10 commandments of Yahweh. I mean, you would think that harming little children would be a thing, right, in the Abrahamic religions, but it isn't there. It isn't listed anywhere in there, right? But it does in the 11 satanic statements. It's statement number 9: do not harm little children.
All right.
I mean, that makes it better already. This is one statement.
Well, it's not in the 10 commandments, because sometimes little niggas need to die.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
That's hilarious.
Abortions need to be had.
Yeah.
All this deep science can't feed itself. We need baby stem cells and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got you.
Child labor is not without collateral damage.
All right. Well,
and when I say
rape?
Child labor, I'm talking about forced child labor, as in work labor.
I hear you. Well, what about rape? Rape is nowhere near.
Rape is in the Bible.
Right.
Rape is okay. Rape is okay.
And that's what I mean.
Well, I mean, rape has to be okay in the Bible. I mean, didn't God rape Mary and then had Jesus?
That's what I mean.
No, he didn't.
Did Mary consent?
Was he roofied?
He sent.
He what now?
Walk the dog, my nigga.
Go ahead.
God sent his homie to rape Mary. God didn't do it himself. He just ordered the hit.
Okay, gotcha.
Jesus is not his son. It's his angel son.
Well, still rape.
She got visited. I mean, it's still rape. I didn't say that. I just said God didn't make it. He ordered the hit. He didn't pull the trigger,
Right.
Yeah.
But he didn't pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying? He stepped out the room and let the homie do the business. So he's an accessory to rape.
Gotcha. Well, statement number 5 on the 11 satanic statement says, do not make sexual advances unless you are given the mating signal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, all right. So here are the 11 satanic statements.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys see the 10 commandments too?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
No, you can only see the 11.
No. I'll go see the 11.
Okay. All right, so there's the 11 satanic rules of the earth right there. Do not give opinions or advice unless you are asked. Well, that pretty much everyone on Facebook does not do that. Do not tell your troubles to others unless you are sure they want to hear them. Again, social media just totally cancels that one.
Mhm.
You know what? Honestly, look, just based on these two right here, it would make the planet so much better because social media is really guilty of these two right here.
God's word cannot be spread, and that's a problem. I
I
can't
think that
stand on the soapbox and tell you what you believe is evil, and you need to join my crew for salvation if I can't give you my what do you call it? What would be word for it?
Unsolicited advice.
Unsolicited opinions,
right,
or advice.
right.
You hurt? Your leg hurt? Ask Jesus to heal you. I didn't ask you for that. I asked you, where's the doctor?
Right.
When in another's lair, show him respect or else do not go there.
Pretty cut and dried. Yeah.
Yep. If a guest in your lair annoys you, treat him cruelly and without mercy.
Okay, so that's a little evil.
Well, I think
because you could just ask them to leave.
Right. Well, okay. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, you know, I think even Christians can fall on that one. You know, they could be behind number 4.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they do that shit. You're like,
right.
Go to church and start doing some dumb shit.
Right. Do not make sexual advances unless you are given the mating signal.
Right.
Okay, so we would have to define what the mating signal is.
I'm just gonna go on. I'm gonna go out on a limb and just say that it's caw.
And if we follow that, Jesus doesn't get born, and that's a problem because
right?
He is our Lord and Savior.
Right.
Do not take that which does not belong to you unless it is a burden to the other person and he cries out to be relieved.
What? Repeat that one.
Do not take that which does not belong to you unless it is a burden to the other person and he cries out to be relieved.
So who's gonna steal this nut?
There's still consent.
Yeah, it's like, take my wife, please.
Who's gonna take this nut?
Right.
Who? Who?
Right? Please, someone take my nut.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Don't steal unless they ask you to.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then it's not really stealing. It's permission.
Yep.
Acknowledge the power of magic if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of magic after having called upon it with success, you will lose all you have obtained.
Okay.
I don't know if I could fall behind this.
I can't either, but all right.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Run that back one more time. I mean, I'm reading it, but I want to hear you say it.
Acknowledge the power of magic if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of magic after having called upon it with success, you will lose all you have obtained.
Okay, now read it replacing the word magic with prayer.
I don't have to. We all know, but I'll do it. Acknowledge the power of prayer if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of prayer, having called upon it with success, you will lose all you have obtained.
I think Christians can get behind that. You just got to change that word.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes a little one word makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge the power of Madik if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of Madik after having called upon it with success, you will lose all you have obtained.
Yeah, I feel like Nancy Reagan could replace magic with throat.
Yeah. You can even go with this. Acknowledge the power of the pussy if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of the pussy, having called upon it with success, you will lose all you have obtained. You know, that one actually made even more sense than the power of the dick.
Right. Well,
Because
I think
I mean, the pussy will take half your shit.
right. Well, I think if you replace magic with, anything that you used,
Right.
to get where you're at,
Yeah.
it could work. You know what I mean?
Acknowledge the power of money. If you
Mhm.
have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of money after having called upon it with success, you will lose all you have obtained.
I feel like, like I said, you could replace it with anything. Just the message is just acknowledge what it is that you use to get there.
Just be humble and be grateful. That's what's all
Right.
it's saying. Just
That's
be a
exactly
grateful
what it is.
motherfucker. That's all it is.
Yep. Exactly.
Do not complain about anything to which you need not subject yourself.
That's hard for some people.
You know, Musashi says something similar to this. He says, complaint is neither appropriate for others and for oneself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call bullshit on this one because complaining to a degree is a venting process, getting
Right.
frustrations off your back.
Right.
And we all need to vent. When we don't vent, we do dumb shit. Your anger boils up inside of you, and then you snap your wife's neck, or you kill your fucking children.
Right.
Or you
That's
kill
why
your
you beat the
husband.
bag in the gym. That's why you lift weights in the gym. That's where you go for a run.
That's why you go out to the local pub with your homies.
That's why
you masturbate.
Some people are not physically inclined. Some women don't like to masturbate.
That's why you flog the bishop.
Some people are more verbal than anything else. And
tackle the little man in the little boat.
Because that's what the confessions are about. You come in,
flick the bean.
You confess. You confess
Ricky
your
boxing
bullshit,
and Ricky fishing.
and you get it off your chest, or therapy even, right? You go and you tell your
get it on your chest. Get it, put it.
But I can't subscribe to that particular. I understand like not whining and complaining
right
constantly.
Yeah.
But at a certain level, you need to complain to get shit off your chest sometimes.
Or to get it on your chest sometimes.
it depends on what floats your boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever turns you on, man. Takes all sorts.
Right. Exactly. Do not harm little children.
Yep.
Do not kill non-human animals unless you are attacked or for your food.
Okay.
No torturing animals. That's fine.
That's right. Don't kill, without purpose. That's I like that. Mm-hmm. When walking in open territory, bother no one. If someone bothers you, ask him to stop. If he does not stop, destroy him.
I'm with that too.
Yeah. No, I mean, if someone's on some fuck shit,
Yeah.
Well, my thing, bother should be in parentheses because bothering you could be talking shit to you and never actually touching you.
Yeah.
So that one's a little too fucking broad.
Let's see. Let's see. All right. Stop sharing that one. And let's go to.
Are we doing the Jesus list now?
Yeah, now we're doing the Jesus list. That's right.
Okay. That means we got to do one more list.
Okay.
We have to do the Egyptian negative. What do they call them? I'll find them. It's the negative something of somebody. Negative confessions.
Okay.
Which this shit is ripped out of.
Okay.
All right. Now here goes the 10 Commandments. I am the Lord your God. You shall not have strange gods before me.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain.
I don't even know your name, nigga.
Remember to keep holy the Lord's day.
Which day is it? Is it the Sabbath or is it Sunday?
Right.
I mean, for the Jews, it's Saturday.
Yeah, but then somebody changed it and we do the shit on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So which day is it? I'm confused. I could have been doing wrong all my life and breaking one of these commandments that I can't be forgiven for.
Well, I mean, I still don't understand how some people just go to church, every day of the week. So that fucks with me.
Because they don't know which day it is, so they go every day, so they
Yeah.
can't get fucked out the game.
Yeah.
You don't want to get into heaven on not get into heaven on a loophole.
I just like
You
to
got to
point
cover all
out.
bases.
Well,
I
there
just
is
like
the poop hole loophole.
I don't see the poop hole loophole in these 10 commandments.
No, I'm just saying there are loopholes.
Oh yeah.
It's one of them.
Yeah. I just like to point out that the first 3 here are about God's ego and his narcissism.
Yes.
Right?
I was going to point that out. But here's my question about that though. So yes, you're right. The first 3 are about, God and his fucking ego and his rampant narcissism. But the thing is, I don't even know if God exists. So why the fuck should I follow these things?
Yeah,
you know
acknowledge my small penis syndrome, and don't fuck with any other gods, like that Zeus guy who's got all them childrens and all that. Don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with him, right?
Zeus was a rolling stone.
Yeah, unless keep my name out your mouth and you put respect on that shit. Right?
I didn't even know your name.
It's like yeah, exactly. And don't forget my day. Don't forget my day.
Again, we don't even know which day it is.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's today. I mean, tomorrow. I know it's today because this is coming out on Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas, you motherfuckers.
Yeah. Happy motherfucking birthday, Jesus. Honor your father and your mother. But what if they're assholes?
Right. I was gonna say that. What if they're on some fuck shit?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What if they're on crack?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna start smoking crack to honor them?
Right.
This list doesn't get real until after this, like until number 5. That's when this list gets real. Everything above is on some fuck shit.
Yeah, you shall not kill. Like, it's not even very specific.
What if it's self-defense?
Well, it should say thou shalt not murder.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard that too.
Man, these motherfuckers can't even agree what word to put in here.
Well, because once again, kill is broad. I shouldn't kill a bug that's biting my arm. I shouldn't kill an animal that's charging me. I shouldn't kill an animal to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, kill what?
Yeah.
It's probably a mistranslation because it's a translation of a translation of a copy of a translation.
True. Yeah. It's the longest game of telephone ever fucking played.
Exactly.
In fact, these came out before there was even a Christianity. So these are all Jewish commandments.
No, they're not. They were stolen from the Egyptians.
Oh.
And probably Hammurabi too.
Yeah, all right, I stand corrected.
They were taken from the 42 negative confessions of Mott.
Oh, we'll get to those, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You shall not commit adultery. That's oddly specific.
Well, according to Christians, even thinking about it is considered adultery. So we now have the first sanctioned instance of punishing for thought crime.
Right. Well, let's also point out the redundant. This is redundant here, right? These are 3 redundant commandments, right? Let us witness another redundant commandment. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife.
Right.
Aren't these 2 the same fucking thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Carlin did a comedy or joke about this where
I was going to say
a lot of
that,
these you can just throw out and basically thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, and thou shalt not steal.
Yeah.
Because coveting, like define covet.
Right.
Does it mean don't be jealous of my neighbor's goods?
You shall not steal, and you shall not covet your neighbor's goods. Like really, like this is it. This is it right here. Right here. These 2 and these 2 are related. They're the same fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. In other words, don't lie.
Okay, so covet means to want what somebody else to yearn to
There's
possess.
that's that
or
thought
have.
crime. There's that
Yeah.
thought
Yeah,
crime.
exactly.
So these two is like, don't lust after your neighbor's wife. But I'm like, if she has a big ass, how do I not? And then don't
Right.
covet your neighbor's
What if she's
goods.
fine?
They're like, what if my neighbor has a fucking Ferrari and that's my dream car, but I will never be able to afford it?
Right.
Kind of hard not to do that.
Yes.
Well, okay. This whole you shall not covet your neighbor's goods. What if, for example, they're ultra successful, right? And you're in the shits.
Right.
What if you want what they have, because, well, shit, you don't want to be in the shits anymore. What doesn't that make you strive to get better?
Well, I mean, you bring it up, but every American is guilty of this one right here, and this one, right? I mean, because we witnessed that Pornhub. This is Pornhub. This is capitalism right here.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, just being a consumer, right, in America today makes you guilty of breaking the 10th commandment every day. Because competition, that coveting other your neighbor's goods creates competition, and capitalism can't work without it.
Right. Is this why Americans love this shit so much?
Probably. I don't know.
Makes sense, right?
I mean, the Americans, look, these goddamn Americans, fuck with God all the time, every day. I don't even know how they can call themselves fucking Christians.
Well, it goes back to that debate we had a while ago about how humans or almost all living creatures on this planet are built to cheat or game the system.
Yeah.
And so we believe in something and we constantly skirt the rules of it.
What's the name of those Egyptian rules?
I check the chat, my nigga.
Oh, okay. All right. Where is, keep talking.
Yeah, so there are I was watching something and he talked about how Homeboy Moses was, he was in Egypt. And also there's no proof the slaves built the pyramids, but people keep saying that shit, and he studied under Egypt, which taught the 42 negative confessions and the 42 ideals of Ma'at, which if you read them all, you can extract the 10 fucking commandments.
All right,
which
here we go.
He claimed God gave to him magically.
Here we go. I have not committed sin. Oh, these are the 42 ideals of Ma'at.
The first ones are the negative confessions, and if you scroll down to the bottom, you will see the ideals.
Okay, so let's go through the 42 negative confessions.
Okay.
I have not committed sin. I have not committed robbery with violence. I have not stolen. I have not slain men or women.
Now, see, hold on. See, that that's very clear. That's a murder.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot more clear than kill. Right?
Yeah. Very specific.
Right.
I have not stolen food. I have not swindled offerings. I have not stolen from God, goddess.
I haven't stolen. I'm not a thief.
Yeah. I have not told lies. I have not carried away food. I have not cursed. I have not closed my ears to truth. I have not committed adultery. I have not made anyone cry.
I'm fucked on that one.
I have not felt sorrow without reason. I have not assaulted anyone. I am not deceitful. I have not stolen anyone's land. I have not been an
that takes the white man right out of that bitch.
That's why I started laughing. Oh man.
Oh man. I have not been an eavesdropper. I have not falsely accused anyone. I have not been angry without reason. I have not seduced anyone's wife. Man, I am so fucked.
I know, me too.
I have not polluted myself.
Now,
Man, I do
hold
that
on.
every day.
Hold on. That the one above about seducing wives, I mean, that still puts you in an adultery space. So even this list, which is a better list, it seems, at a certain degree, has some overlap.
Redundancies. Yeah,
Yeah,
has
some
redundancies. Yeah.
But you know what? The redundancies might be there because humans are such cheaters. If you didn't put it in there, they try to make it work. Well, look, I didn't make a promise not to fuck a wife.
I fucked the husband. That's not adultery.
Yeah.
Is this the poop hole loophole of the
no? But what I'm saying,
Egyptians?
like, I didn't make a commitment to share my life and be honest with somebody. So what that got to do with me? That's their relationship.
That's what I'm.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's a loophole.
The poop hole loophole is like, look, I didn't commit adultery with your wife. I fucked her in the ass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she sucked my dick. That's not adultery. I left the vagina alone.
Right.
Yeah. It's
sodomy's fine. Sodomy's
the Ten
okay.
Commandments do not commit sodomy on there, but everybody's heavy on that shit, right?
Yeah, even though it's only in the Old Testament, not in the New Testament, which is actually Jesus's words.
Yeah. And not on the Ten Commandments.
Yeah. And by the way,
if it was that important, it should be thou shalt not commit sodomy, thou shalt not lie with the same sex, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. It would be like the 12 commandments.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. By the way,
69 commandments if you're freaky.
Right. By the way, fellatio is also considered sodomy.
Oh, I'm aware.
Okay. No, I'm letting the audience know because they may not know that.
This is why I can never be a Christian.
You know, the UCMJ has something to say about sodomy. So basically, if you're a service member, you can't suck a dick and you can't take it in the butt. You will be punished under the UCMJ.
You can't take it in the butt while on a ship or while at work or while enlisted in general.
I mean,
when you're in service.
You could just be. Someone could probably, hypothetically
you could be at your house.
Yeah, you could be at your house and say, "Oh, hey, this dude here, he banged this broad in the ass. I'm bringing him up on sodomy charges."
Yep.
No. Wow.
Yeah, but honestly, it's just so no gay shit would go on. Yeah. That's all they're trying to ensure. But it's a new military, so they don't really bring anyone up on those charges anymore.
Right. Anyway, continue.
Let's see. I have not terrorized anybody. I have not disobeyed the law. I have not been exclusively angry. I have not cursed God or goddess.
Yeah, I'm fucking with that one too.
I have not behaved with violence. I have not caused disruption of peace.
Wait, hold on. I have not behaved with violence. Does the sparring count?
Yeah, because violence is it violent words? Is it what level of violence are we talking about?
Right. Okay.
I have not acted hastily or without thought. Well, if you have ADHD, you're fucked.
All right.
I have not overstepped my boundaries of concern.
What does that mean, actually?
This whole podcast has been an overstepping of boundaries and concerns, so we're guilty of that right now.
Yeah, the entirety of our episodes has been an overstep in boundaries.
That's right. We are, what is it, Charlie Murphy? We are habitual oversteppers.
Habitual oversteppers. Habitually.
I have not exaggerated my words when speaking. Okay, I'm a stand-up comic. Of course, I'm going to exaggerate my words when speaking.
Right. I'm a bombastic writer.
Yeah.
Of course I exaggerate my fucking words.
Exactly. I have not worked evil, which I have no idea what that means because evil is wholly subjective.
Right.
I have not used evil thoughts, words, or deeds. Again, don't know. I have not polluted the water. We all shit and piss in toilets, so yes, we are polluting water.
We feed the toilet.
That's right. We feed the toilet. Hey, toilet, are you thirsty? I mean, I know you got water, but here's some piss.
It's flavor. It's flavor.
That's right. What is that? What's that stuff that you put in your drinks called?
Yeah, like that fucking the flavor enhancer.
Yeah, the flavor enhancer.
Whatever the fuck.
Mayo something.
Mayo.
Yeah. There's Mayo, Crystal Light.
Well, Crystal Light is a drink in itself. Like you mix it with water, drink it. It's not a flavor enhancer. It is the flavor.
Grape.
That's what I mean. Well, it enhances the flavor of water, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Grape Tylenol.
Grape Tylenol. Fucking NyQuil. Tómate tu good night juice. Tómatelo.
Tómate tu good night juice. That's awesome. I have not spoken angrily or arrogantly. I have yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, I have not cursed anyone in thought, word, or deeds, which, you know, if you drive in traffic, you always do.
Mm-hmm.
I have not placed myself on a pedestal. I have. My ego pushes the limits of observable space. So
I'm like, sorry. I'm over 6 foot. I am a pedestal.
I have not stolen what belongs to God or goddesses. I don't even know what that means.
I think that means breaking into shrines and taking shit.
Oh, I haven't done that yet, but
the Nazis are guilty of that.
It is on my bucket list. I have not stolen from or disrespected the deceased. Well, we did an entire fucking podcast on Herman Cain, so we were guilty of that.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Egyptology is all about grave robbing. So
yeah, I have not taken food from a child. I'm sorry, but I paid for the fries. I'm taking one.
Look, man, there's such a thing as parent tax when it comes to trick or treating.
Right.
So yes, I've taken candy from children.
Yeah. These Kit Kats look sus. I'm taking them.
Yep. I just want to make sure that there's no razors or poison in this thing.
Exactly. Which brings us to number 41. I have not acted with insolence.
Oh man. I have not acted with insolence. I love that it's actually in there.
Yeah. After we had just confessed to acting with insolence.
Oh, I love it. It's awesome.
I have not destroyed property belonging to God or goddess. Not yet, but it's on my to-do list.
It's on the bucket list. Yeah.
It's on the bucket list. Yeah.
Well.
So if I scroll down, I'll go to the 42 ideals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Keep going to the bottom.
Oh, okay. Here's a photo. Oh. Emergency! What? Oh. Lila took her underwear. All right, that was you know, kids.
Nobody cut their fingers off, did they?
No, but I'm gonna have to go in there and regulate here soon. So let's finish these up.
Okay.
All right, here we go. 42 ideals. I honor virtue. What exactly does that mean?
I don't know. That was a little puzzle.
That's broad, yeah.
Yeah. Very broad. By the way, where'd you go, Hey Jones? I see John Boehner.
You know John Boehner is my spirit animal. Well, crying John Boehner is my spirit animal.
All right.
I'll get back and check. Somehow my video went off.
All right.
My system is crashing.
Okay.
And basically, I'm stuck. So I'll be John Boehner for the moment.
All right. I benefit with gratitude. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself, you know.
Okay, yeah.
When you get something, you say thanks, motherfucker.
Right.
I am peaceful.
Mm-hmm. Are you though? Are we?
I mean, this M60, it helps me be peaceful.
Yeah. Exactly.
Are there any stories of wars with Egyptians, folks? Like we hear about the wars with the Greeks and the Romans, and we hear about how what's his name, the brother with the elephants,
Hannibal,
crossed over, basically go to war, but we never heard about Egyptians fighting anybody.
Is that why? Is that why the Romans conquered them?
Yeah, I mean, the Romans took over at some point, but we never hear how that happened other than Homeboy fucking with Cleopatra or some shit like that.
That's because all of Egyptian history went up in smoke at the Library of Alexandria.
The Pharaoh, yeah.
But shouldn't these battles be written in the other person's history books also?
Yeah,
especially if they won.
Did, which is they wrote it as, I fucked Cleopatra and now Egypt is mine.
But we don't really talk about it. We don't go in depth like we do in the other things.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward though. I fucked Cleopatra. This land is mine. You know what I mean?
But that's not a war.
I planted my flag in this woman, and this land is now mine.
Oh, it was a struggle. It was a struggle, Cuddle.
Yeah.
The war was in the bedroom, son. The bedroom acrobatics. Apparently, Cleopatra had very similar skills to a good old Gluck 9000.
Yeah,
Nancy
Throat Goat Reagan.
Yeah, which is why Mark Antony and Caesar went in there and said, "All right, I'm gonna keep getting my dick sucked.
Right.
So I'm gonna move over here.
You're better than this than the young boys I be fucking.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I respect the property of others. I affirm that all life is sacred.
Pause for just a second.
Yeah.
When Catholic priests fuck young boys, are they just keeping up their Greek and Roman roots?
Perhaps. Maybe.
Well, I mean, maybe, but I don't want to,
Either that or they're just fucking wrong.
Yeah, I would rather go with that.
Yeah. All right, what's the next?
I affirm that all life is sacred. I give offerings that are genuine.
You know what? I actually do that. When I give you something, I do it because I'm being genuine and generous. I don't expect anything else. I don't expect anything back from you.
Game.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Which brings us to number 7. I live in truth.
Mm-hmm.
I regard all altars with respect. Baby Baphomet.
I don't.
We're looking at you.
Right.
I speak with sincerity.
I sincerely dislike you. Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
I got that.
I consume only my fair share. Which, when you live in a land of abundance, I mean, really, what is your fair share, right?
Right.
I offer words of good intent. Not always. I mean, I do sometimes wish that motherfuckers would get pulled over by the CHP, because I'm like, man, I'm already going 80, almost 90 here. How much faster do you want me to go?
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I relate in peace. Maybe. I mean, sometimes. I honor animals with reverence. Yeah, I do that even when I'm eating them.
Mm-hmm.
Because, cows are delicious.
Cows are fucking delicious.
I can be trusted, just not with your wife or your girlfriend or your fiance. Or your moms.
Right.
Or your grandmoms.
Don't leave the girl around me. True play for real.
Yeah, if you got adult daughters, don't trust them with me either. Because if they give me consent.
Yep.
It
hits all by itself.
That's
when
right.
I contract, I expand. When I expand, I contract. And when the opportunity presents itself, I don't hit.
It hits all on its own.
itself.
That's right.
That's right.
I care for the earth. I mean, I don't know if I want to anymore. These motherfuckers are
Right.
making me want humanity to just be destroyed.
hmm
I keep my own counsel. Nah, no, we're a podcast.
No.
We're not going to do that.
Yes, exactly.
I speak positively of others, not all the time. I mean, Donald
I
Trump
try
just has
to.
it coming.
I try to.
Donald Trump's got it coming. All right, that fat motherfucker. I mean,
Hey, look, I can say I speak positively of others. When he got elected, I said, look, you know what? I don't like the result, but show me what you got. And then he just got worse and worse and worse. So
yeah,
I tried though. I tried.
yeah. I mean, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I did not want him to fail, despite despite popular opinion of me. No, I did not want him to fail. All right.
Right.
But I knew deep down he was gonna.
Yeah.
Two totally different animals.
Right.
We're on number 17. Hey, Jones.
Okay. Sorry about that. Having some technical difficulties.
It's all right. It happens.
It's all good. It happens.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. Performance issues. We get it.
Okay. If you're only on 17.
Stupid. Is that from a movie somewhere?
No, I probably. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I may have seen a movie recently.
It's definitely in more than one movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Tony Stark.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. He says just like that. Anyway.
Yeah. I remain in balance with my emotions.
I try my hardest to. I really do.
I mean, that's what the ganja's for.
Right. Well, I posted an old video of me hitting the bag, working out, and on the caption I said, I'm not opposed to using ultraviolence to keep the zen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's one of my ways of balancing my emotions. One's the ganj, one's fucking, and the other one is the gym.
That's right. I am trustful in my relationships. I mean, if just assume that I am chaotic neutral in the D&D world, okay?
That's another one that I've been getting really, really, really good at is being trustworthy and just do what do what you say you're gonna do what you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Because if you're not on some fuck shit, then you ain't got shit to you ain't got shit to worry about. You know what I mean?
Look, the Navy simplified it. Honor, courage, commitment, man.
There you go.
I hold purity in high esteem. No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't really like virgins.
No, I do not hold purity in high esteem. I spread joy. Yes, I do.
Yes. This is what we have the podcast for.
Exactly. I do the best I can.
I try.
Yes.
Yeah.
I communicate with compassion. Not always, but all right, most of the time.
Mostly.
I listen to opposing opinions.
That's I do.
True. Yes,
yeah, I do.
Yep. I create harmony. Nope. This entire podcast was designed to not
chaotic neutral. Remember?
That's right. Create harmony. I invoke laughter.
Fuck yes. We do.
I hope I did. I hope we did. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, we do. Because don't you laugh at yourself? Because I do.
That's true. We do. At least we invoked laughter with each other.
There it is. There it is.
I am open to love in various forms.
Yeah.
I feel like that that contradicts the whole, do not seduce a person's wife or commit adultery. Because I mean, if I'm open to love in various forms, I mean, I'm gonna take it.
Well, what if it means more like the LGBT shit though? Maybe that's being inclusive of that.
Or maybe it's like brotherly love or familial love or like you are now my brother kind of thing.
Yeah, platonic love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's I'll jive with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I am forgiving.
Mostly.
I mean, some motherfuckers do not deserve forgiveness, like, Charles Manson.
Right.
John Wayne Gacy.
But
right.
Charles Manson didn't kill nobody.
He ordered a hitman.
Did he? Or was he a victim?
Let's see. I am accepting. I don't think so. I'm gonna have to draw a boundary on accepting, because who wants to accept fuck shit,
All right.
right?
I accept that it's happening. I don't have to like it.
That's true. That's true. I follow my inner guidance.
Mostly.
I converse with awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I do good when I can.
I try to, yeah.
Yeah. I give blessings from my penis.
Right. Because my loins are fertile.
That's right. I keep the waters pure. Not always, but I try. I speak with good intent. That's true.
Mostly, yeah.
I praise the goddess and the god. I mean, only the goddess Venus, really.
Mm-hmm.
I am humble. No. I achieve with integrity. Yes. I don't want to achieve any other way.
Right. Exactly.
Honestly, that is true. I would achieve with integrity, because achieving without integrity is just really like, you suffer from imposter syndrome. You're just setting yourself up for imposter syndrome from then on in.
Yeah. Well, see, for me is I don't ever want it to be said that I got to where I'm at because someone did the shit for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to be known for getting down on one knee and glucking.
Right.
So.
And one knee, go down on one knee, so that way you're not a total bitch.
Yes, I got to keep my dignity somehow. All right, it's my dignity knee. The one that stays up is my knee of dignity. I don't like old throat goat Nancy Reagan, right? Like I'm not trying to fucking slut shame her, right? But I don't want to be known for being the Gluck 9000, and that's how I became first lady.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't want anyone to assume that I achieved power through non standard
head of peace.
Yeah, exactly. I advance through my own abilities, which I mean, if you are the Gluck 9000, that is your ability. And I mean, if you did that with integrity, if you don't deny it, right? Like,
right.
Yes, I got to where I got to by sucking dick. All right. Mm-hmm. It's the only way. It's the best. I did my best. That's all I knew. I knew what I do, and I did what I could, and that's how I got to where I am.
Yep.
And then I embrace the all.
What does that mean?
Hey Jones, what's the all?
The
Lost you there. Say it again.
Yep. He's got
red.
You're gonna have to repeat. You're gonna have to repeat all of that.
Oh, I said this is the first time that I've read all of these complete.
Right.
So the all, I don't know, but I'm assuming it's like embracing everything.
Right. I can agree with that.
Or the situation, even,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You accept it. Accept that's happening, and you
it's like
accordingly.
It's like a grand acceptance of things. People ask me how I got through some tough times in my life, and I'm like, I embrace it. Like whatever it is, I'll just embrace. Like like there might be some resistance getting to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like when I was married and things started going south, I tried to hold on and kept putting off leaving and claim to leave and then work it out, and, the back and forth. But then once it came to jumping off the cliff, I jumped off the cliff with energy, So and all the change that came with it, I just embraced it. Like shit's gonna feel bad, things are gonna be rough, you're gonna have to adjust, So I didn't try to resist it. Once it happens or it has happened, I'm not there trying to deny that it happened.
Right.
I feel you.
And so I just embrace it. When my dad passed, same thing. Like, Dad's not going to be here anymore. Your life's going to be different. How's it going to be different? And then embrace that change and not try to resist it and pretend like my dad is not dead.
Word. Okay. Right
So
on.
that's the only thing I can pull up for that last one. But I would say I like these better, even though they're way too many.
Right.
Mhm.
Like the list could definitely be shrinking down, but I think it's that long for the cheaters.
Right.
You know,
Right on.
Just to try to cover up some loopholes.
Mhm.
We've worded similar things multiple times just to get around you motherfuckers. And
Right. Are you on a bitch better have my money?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see.
But yeah, these seem to be just a bit more comprehensive than
Can you hear
Ten
me?
Commandments. Yes.
Check
These,
1 2. Check 1 2.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Loud and clear.
All right. So one more.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
religious. Oh shit.
I'm back. Bitch got my money.
All right.
Cool.
You need to calibrate your puppet there. You're leaning. Your liquor leaning there.
Okay, let me reset. Okay.
There it is.
All right. Now here's the last one. It's not religious, right? But it is more in line with the stoicism that of Marcus Aurelius and all the great warriors like Bruce Lee and Navy SEALs and all manner of badass motherfucker, right? So this is Miyamoto Musashi's 21 Precepts of Dakoto, or as he called it, the way of walking alone.
Man, look, you talking about Musashi?
I haven't read that book in a minute.
I'm already going a big rubbery one. Go ahead.
That's right. Here we go. All
you
right,
might
here
be
we go.
I
pansexual.
might be.
All right. Number 1, accept everything just the way it is.
Embracing that.
Yep.
That's like the last one and the other one, right?
Yep. It takes all sorts, man.
Do not seek pleasure for its own sake.
That's how you get addicted.
I don't know if I can agree with that one, because sometimes you just want to bust a nut to bust a nut.
Yeah, exactly. That's why me and my right hand are the best.
Like that one should have like a comma, and it was like in most situations.
Right.
Because sometimes you need that post-nut clarity.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very Buddhist thing. Do not seek pleasure for its own sake. That's a Buddhist thing. Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling.
Yeah.
Can we parse that a bit more?
I think you should be.
Oh,
fully
hold up. Continue. I'm gonna mute here for a second. I hear my name being called.
Oh, okay.
Keep going. Discuss some else.
I think this one goes to not doing things with halfway feelings. Like if you're not fully certain of something.
Yeah, if you're unsure.
Yeah. You know, it's like, say for instance, you see your lady talking to a guy, and it starts to, plant the seed of jealousy or whatever, right? But you don't know if anything is up. So for you, basically don't act half-cocked. Go off half-cocked. You get some little twinge of emotion about something, and then you go all in, opposed to being 100% knowledgeable about how you feel, Like some people, or better yet, like you meet a girl, she fits your fancy, and you go ahead and get married on the first date.
Right.
Opposed to like, oh, I like you, let me get to know you, and get married 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Number 4, think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world.
I try to. I make fun of myself constantly.
Yeah.
if that works.
I think that goes to keeping your ego low.
Yeah.
It's hard when you have hair like this, though.
Yeah, I don't take myself seriously at all. I do my best to try not to take anything personally, and I do think deeply about the world. So
Yeah, absolutely. We wouldn't be having this conversation if we didn't.
I think very deeply.
Be detached from desire your whole life long. Again, another Buddhist thing.
Right.
I don't know if it's entirely possible to do that, because I mean, we're American. Desire is just on brand.
Right.
Number 6, do not regret what you have done.
Yeah, I don't be regretting much.
I'm just now learning to do that, because for certain people, me included, I tend to get caught in the what ifs and what could have beens, and then I start thinking, and I realize I'm here where I'm at because of the decisions that I made. I have no one else to blame, or not necessarily blame, but I'm here because I put myself here.
Well,
nobody else.
Well, let's take it a little bit further, right? Let's go into our favorite topic.
Okay.
Time travel.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Hop into that turnstile again.
So this is how I came to terms with this, right? If I went back to try to change any part of my life previously, I wouldn't be where I'm at.
Yes.
Even if I'm in a bad position, right?
Yeah.
The things that I've experienced since that point wouldn't have happened, including the good things, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And that would be a bad thing, So like I even went back to like, man, if I could go back in time, maybe I could warn my dad about cancer, get him screened. Maybe he could like further enough to where he could have got treated and not have died, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if that would have happened, a whole other list of circumstances would have happened. Like taking my dad through his cancer and handling and managing his death changed me as a person.
Yeah.
Right.
To a person that I like even more than I was before, because it was almost a battle testing, right?
Yeah.
So I got to know completely who I was by going through that situation.
Yeah.
Right.
If I go and remove that situation, I never get battle tested. I never understand how strong I am. And I could become a different person based on him not passing away.
Right.
Well, there's this thought experiment that I've done several times, where I think about every single circumstance, or at least I try to think about, the circumstances that led me to where I'm at. And if I could go back, or if I could hit a reset button and start it all over again, who's to say that I won't end up exactly where I'm at now? Who's to say that I won't make the exact same decisions that I've made? You know what I mean? And so that's part of that learning process for me, is that, I put myself here. I have no one else to blame. I have no one else to call on. My decisions are what got me here. So there really is no point in regret. Sure, I can think about it. Sure, I can learn from it. But I feel like I'm starting to realize and starting to learn that feelings of regret aren't all that constructive, or at least it's not constructive all the time.
Yes.
Well, I look at like where would my life be if I would have went to the art school that I went to on time, like right after high school, right? I might not be on this podcast with you right now.
Right.
I might not be as cool of friends with Homeboy as I am now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had the ex-wife that I had, which I learned from, and I wouldn't be with the lady that I'm with now if that marriage would have worked out. What I'm saying? So it's just like, enjoying where you are and embrace, like, one, take responsibility that your choices have gotten you there, but also different choices would lead you to different places, and they may not be as great as where you are now.
Right.
What is it Morpheus said in one of the movies? Like, what happened, it couldn't have happened any other way. And Neo says, how do you know? And he says, because we're still alive.
I think you're talking about two different black and white combos.
What?
Because that's from Tenet.
No, Morpheus says the same thing in one of the movies. I think it's when they first meet the Merovingian. And when he talks about like, it's like wiping my ass. Yeah, like I love cursing in French, like wiping my ass in silk and all this other shit. And and then Morpheus says,
I sent you guys a video in the
The war room.
Yeah, in the war room of what looks like inversion in real life.
Huh? Did I miss that one?
We'll
I haven't
have
had
to
my
look
phone
at
in a
that. We'll
while.
have to look at that one.
Right.
Because I watched it, I was like, wait, what are they doing? And then I looked at it 3 times, and I was like, okay, this is weird as fuck. And they even put the music over it. But like, you gotta look at it, and then you gotta ask yourself what the fuck is actually going on.
Right. All right. Let's finish these up here. Never be jealous.
I'm all about that.
Never let yourself be saddened by a separation.
I'm all about that, but you will be, and you're gonna have to work your way off of it.
Resentment and complaint are appropriate neither for oneself or others.
It's the one you talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. Very hard to do, but
That is very hard to do.
But I can dig it.
Mm-hmm.
In all things, have no preferences. Another Buddhist
Where that
thing.
Zen shit comes from, yeah.
Yeah. Be indifferent to where you live.
I mean, it's a great and noble idea, but it's also not easy to do.
No, it requires a whole lot of confidence that you can kill every motherfucker that you see.
Yep, exactly.
Well, I'm saying, like, without the violence part, it's just like, where can I live that's conducive?
Well, let's also remember that this was written back in the 1600s. So,
Japanese feudal times.
Yeah, there was a lot more nature back then.
well, I'm saying, but I mean, even in nature, it's like where, like, I've been watching like survival guys on YouTube, right? Where you choose to set up shop makes a big difference. So you have to have a preference of it to some degree, because some are less dangerous, some more dangerous in a multitude of ways.
Well, again, let's also take into account that Musashi was a badass motherfucker.
Well,
it was a Ronin.
He's writing his shit because he was a vagabond who went from pillar to post most of his life. So it's like, if you want to be like me, do these things because that's what I did.
Well, that's why it's called the way of walking alone, right? Because this is essentially the way of the Ronin.
Yeah. So if you want to live life alone, these are the rules.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just gonna drive yourself fucking crazy. Because it's true. Like, a lot of these, if you don't follow these precepts, right? If you let yourself be guided by lust, you're gonna self-destruct. Yeah. Right. If you're jealous, you're gonna self-destruct. If you're saddened by such separation, you're just gonna off yourself. If you give in to resentment and start complaining, I mean, again, you're going to self-destruct. These rules are definitely written for people who just don't want to mix with society, right? Mm-hmm. Because otherwise it is going to lead to some kind of self-destruction.
Right.
Because we're social animals.
Indeed.
So,
unless you're a Sigma. All these caveats.
Right? I know. Do not pursue the taste of good food. That is, well, I mean,
it's difficult.
I mean, I love me some
I'm
sushi,
I'm not gonna pursue the taste of bad food.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, or am I gonna settle for tasteless food?
Right.
But I guess what they're saying is like, when they say do not pursue the taste of good food, it means like don't thumb your nose at what people give you. Like don't make it like your don't make it your purpose, I guess, unless you're a chef. Yeah. Kind of a thing.
Again, a caveat.
Or a food taster, because I'm gonna be pursuing something that tastes good as soon as we get off this shit.
Right.
I automatically thought of Hate Jones when you read number 13, do not pursue the taste of good food, because like I think out of us three, he might be the most gastronomically inclined. I mean, he's got fucking recipes and shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
This is true. This is true. Yes, do not hold. Oh, by the way, also these right here, it's a warrior way, right? If you read the book of 5 Rings,
another great book.
he clearly outlines that this right here is essentially for, the warrior class.
The lifelong warrior.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
This is discipline. This is Jocko Willink right here. This is Navy SEAL shit here, right?
David Goggins.
This isn't shit. This isn't shit for your mild-mannered person who isn't out there looking to become a fucking warrior for life. Look at the bottom. It says Super Soldier Project. So, let's
not forget these are people who are prepared to die every day.
Yes.
Samurai.
The samurai wake up every day. They're prepared to die. So unless you're willing to even just accept that today is a good day to die, don't even bother with these precepts because you're just going to find out how much of a punk ass bitch you are.
Right.
Do not hold on to possessions you no longer need.
Okay. I need all my kicks now.
Right. Do not act. Right. Do not act following customary beliefs. You can't challenge authority if you do that. And authority isn't always correct. So do not collect weapons or practice with weapons beyond what is useful. All of you amosexuals out there. Do not fear death.
Like I said, these guys are prepared to die.
Do not seek to possess either goods or fiefs for your old age. That already takes out every merchant and capitalist and consumer out of the running.
Looking at you, Walmart, Sam Walton.
Respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their help. That is one of my favorites.
I really resonate with that one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You may abandon your own body, but you must preserve your honor.
That's why they do seppuku.
Never stray from the way.
Yeah, now, this really reads a lot like Jocko Willink and Extreme Ownership.
Yeah, and think about it. Think about it. This list was right. This right here was written in secret, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he only gave it to his most loyal students. It wasn't meant to be published.
Right.
So this is really just a code for the Ronin lifestyle.
Yeah. That number 4, think lightly of yourself and deeply about the world. That's really, there's a certain amount of profundity in that statement. There really is. It's like you are a small, insignificant blip thing in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, he was dying of stomach cancer when he wrote them.
That's a bad motherfucker.
Yep. He was living in a cave dying of stomach cancer when he wrote these motherfuckers.
Yeah. Miyamoto Musashi.
Yeah. Regarded as Japan's greatest swordsman.
Rumored to have never lost a duel, right?
Rumored? Bro, do you know what it means if you lose a duel?
You die.
You're dead. Yes, exactly. It means you're dead.
Well, he lost his duel with cancer. So that's one L right there. Hold that L, motherfucker.
There's a story that he relayed when he was going to a duel. This is where he came up with the one about respect the Buddha and the gods, but do not rely on their help.
Mm-hmm.
He was walking to a duel and he was unsure that he was going to be able to actually beat this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And on his way to the duel, he walked past a Buddhist shrine and he thought that he should go in and ask the Buddhas or pray to the Buddhas for help in beating this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And when he set one foot forward toward the temple, it was when it hit him like, man, these motherfuckers ain't going to be able to help me. I'm the only one who's going to be able to beat this motherfucker, and I'm going to do it without these motherfuckers' help.
Right.
So he decided, fuck it, and went along his way and, fought the duel and obviously won.
Right.
But
doesn't that kind of go along? Doesn't that kind of resonate with the whole God only helps those who help themselves?
Yep, pretty much.
You can take the whole God thing out. Just help yourself.
I tell them it's called work because it works.
Right. Yeah, it's called work because it works. Exactly. Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. All right. That's it. You guys got anything else?
I'm
Well,
good, I think.
I'll do a quick promo.
All right.
A homie of mine who hopefully we'll have on the show at some point in time in the future, makes some awesome handmade soaps. I got a 10-pack in the mail on the way. I've been using it. I bought a 10-pack last Christmas, and I'm not even through that. And I've been using the soap, not completely just it by itself, but I got a bunch of different soaps. But I've been using it for a solid year. Lovely scent, lovely exfoliation, and all that other good shit. And it's the company is called Morris and Wade.
Right.
And you can find them at morrisandwade.com. Get you some good shit. Chaga style is my favorite scent. Check it out.
All right.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna say that we're gonna have Tyler Durden on the podcast. You know what I mean? I was gonna ask, like, does he render his soap with
I didn't say his
human
name.
fat?
Right. Exactly.
I don't ask such questions.
Mm-hmm, right.
Right. Because we know the rules. Rule number 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
So what was the name again? Morris Wade?
Morris and Wade.
Morris and Wade. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you can follow him on Instagram on Morris and Wade.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Do they have a website?
Yes, morrisandwade.com, I do believe.
All right, morrisandwade.com.
Yeah, let me MOR Morris and Wade.
There it is. Morris and Wade, natural products plus self-care from LA to the Bay.
Yes. So
That's what's up.
yeah. So yeah, they have a shop up, Morris and Wade, MORRIS and Wade.com. Awesome soaps. I'm waiting.
There it is.
Yeah. Waiting for
That's fire.
Yeah, he made this too because he's also a visual artist. So
God damn, son.
So he put that all together himself.
That looks good.
And that is the packaging that's hand rolled and tied with no glue and whatnots, with recyclable paper, which is awesome. And it's a nice big brick of soap.
Hell yeah, dude.
But like I said, Chaga style is my favorite. The scent is, I would say the scent is unisexed. But it lasts a long time of the day. Like if you wash with it and don't put it on cologne,
yeah,
it stays with you.
All right.
In a good way.
I'm all about that shit.
I'm all about letting my natural pheromones speak for me.
I just don't like stinking, bro. I have a thing against smells.
Well,
you can say anything you want to me, right?
Yeah.
And I'll just let it roll off my back. But as soon as you say, dude, you stink, I'm immediately insecure. I can't do smells, man.
Yeah, I unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, don't. It takes a long time for me to stink.
Mm-hmm.
It really does take a good. Unless I have like a real heavy workout, I really do take a while. Even my balls don't start to smell other for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I smell sweet, for some strange reason. I know, because mosquitoes love me.
It must be all that sugar in your tank.
You can't.
Right on.
You can't shame me. I know I'm not gay. I tried it and I didn't like it.
That's funny.
Let's see. Chino, you got anything? Wanna talk? Give your hairdresser a shout out. Your barber.
Yeah, actually.
Again.
Shout out to Tim Chapo. He usually works at Santoya's Barbershop. He's the best barber in Vegas, in my opinion. If you're ever in the Vegas area, if you live here or if you're visiting and you're in badly in need of a haircut, check out Santoya's Barbershop. They have amazing hair artists there. Every single person in there is an artist in their craft. In particular, like I said, Tim Chapo, man, keeps me fresh so I don't look like a damn dirty ape, you know. And really, I would really like to grow my hair out so I can look even more like Big Chino, but I'm just too impatient, you know. And he's the one that you know, keeps me fresh. Yeah, check out Santoya's Barbershop. Ask for Tim Chapo.
All right. I got nothing other than go ahead, shop at the Chino and Homeboy merch shop. Every purchase that you make, every t-shirt, hat you buy is $1 that goes to Hope for the Warriors, which is a nonprofit organization that helps active duty and military veterans get back on their feet. They help with their bills, their groceries, whenever they're down in dire straits of financial need. They help them out. What else? Let's see. Oh, if you buy more than $100 worth of Chino and Homeboy merch, we will give you an exclusive Chino and Homeboy t-shirt. You cannot get it anywhere else. And if we get to 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel, we're going to give everybody a 20% discount across the entire store. So push this like crack. Be like the CIA. Push that crack. Push that Chino Homeboy crack.
Right on.
All right. Until next time, homies. Peace.
And konnichiwa, bitches.
Push the button.